Hey guys, I'm about to head down to Dayton Dollar Bookswap. It's a cool used bookstore in downtown Dayton, obviously cheap since it's called Dollar Bookswap. And they have a lot of cool things to look at, a lot of books to look at. And the last time I was there, I didn't get enough time. I have a day off. They have limited hours, so I have to take advantage of a day off because they're only open like 10 to 3. So I'm going to take you along with me so you can take a look at all of the books that they have. And you'll get to see, hopefully I'll be finding a lot of good gems too. And I'll share those with you. So here we go. Alright guys, I'm out of the Dollar Bookswap. It is super bright out here. I didn't bring my glasses because it was really overcast this morning and looked like it was going to rain, and now my eyes are killing me. So I will go over the 7 books that I found for my little book haul at the Dollar Bookswap. That place is overwhelming, but I found some good gems, so we'll go over it when I get home. Hello, I am back with my nice little book haul that I'm going to be sharing with you, and also Grogu is back right behind me. So the Dollar Bookswap in Dayton, Ohio is a very interesting place. As some of the video that I shared with you, you can see there are a lot of shelved books there, though it's a little confusing because the way they shelve things, some things I would consider to be mysteries and fiction, so you really have to kind of peruse and poke around in the bookshelves. And then they have a room full of book bins, which are like these huge cardboard bins, and the books are kind of jammed in there. So I'm not really a fan of having damaged books to read, and those books really get mangled in those big boxes. So you don't always find ones that are in great condition, and I don't tend to buy those. And I was a little upset because I found a book I had forgotten I wanted to read. I believe it's called Circles by Dave Eggers, and the copy they had was in really bad shape. So they didn't have another copy. I am going to try and find it though, because I forgot how much I wanted to read that. It got lost in the TBR. So I'm going to go over all of the books that I got. I got a total of 7 for $9 because they're $1.25 each, which is pretty awesome. So how much I love mystery. It is surprising that I haven't read any Agatha Christie. And since they had, and then there were none, I figured, no time like the present to pick up one of her books since they had it there. And I'm not sure if that's the best one to start with. I don't feel like I've ever been told which one to start with Agatha Christie, but this one I know is one of her most known ones, so I figured why not? I'm gonna pick that up. Not everything I got was psychological thriller. I also got some fiction, which is Elizabeth Strout's Amy and Isabel. I do have some Elizabeth Strout on my bookshelves that I haven't had a chance to read yet. She has won book awards for some of her fiction, and this one sounded really good, so I thought, why not? I did pick up Leanne Moriarty, The Husband's Secret. I Really loved Big Little Lies, which was on HBO. I thought it was a really well done series and kept me riveted. And I had wanted to read her. Also, Apples to Apples sounded like another good one from her. So I figured since I saw this one, they had several other ones there too, but again, they were kind of wrangled, not in great shape. I kept seeing things that I had conversations with people, and then I would see them in there and I was like, oh, that's strange. But I found Behind Closed Doors by B.A. Paris, and someone just recently said to me that this was the best one, and I don't remember which one I read by B.A. Paris, but I don't remember liking it too much, so I hadn't gone further and read any more. But since someone had said this one particularly, Behind Closed Doors, was their favorite one and the best one, I figured, hey, I'm seeing it, it's in great shape, so why not? Another book that has been on my mind, and I had owned the hardcover. I don't know where it went. I think one of the times that I had moved, I lost it, or I don't know what happened to it. But it's called The Age of Miracles by Karen Thompson Walker. And this one is a very interesting book, a very unique plot. And it goes over what would happen if the sun's rotation would slow down and how that affects the animals and birds and the daylight time. Like the days are not the same as 24 hours. And not just the science of all of that is happening. And it's seen through the eyes of a 12-year-old girl, but she's having 12-year-old girl problems with friends, and she's also seems very mature for her age, and she has things going on at home with her family, and it's just very well written. I would read other books by this author too, and I actually have to look to see what else she has, but it had been on my mind recently, and I had recommended it to someone and they picked it up right away and read it and loved it. So I think it's just my cue to read it again. And I don't typically reread things. I usually do new books, but if there would be something I would reread, I feel like this one would definitely be it. I had seen the Netflix version of Luckiest Girl Alive. I feel the movie wasn't all that great, but everyone kept saying how much better the book is, which is usually what happens. The book is always better than the movie. And I saw this, and though the cover was a little bit mangled from being in those bins, I felt like it was a good chance to pick this up and put it on my TBR, though that TBR just keeps growing. And then the last one I got very excited about because I had never heard of this and I almost put it back down. And it's called How to Be a Good Wife by Emma Chapman. And the back of this made me want to read it, and just the description and then a couple of the reviews on it. And it's about a woman who is given a manual by her mother-in-law about how to be a good wife. And she says she can't remember much before she had been with her husband. But then she starts to have these weird visions happening, and she keeps seeing some blonde girl. And she doesn't know if she's just losing her mind or if something more is going on. The review from The Guardian that says the claustrophobic interior-driven narrative harks back to Charlotte Perkins Gilman's disturbing feminist classic, The Yellow Wallpaper, or even Ibsen's A Dollhouse. And The Yellow Wallpaper, if you haven't read The Yellow Wallpaper, it's a very quick read, but especially woman, should read The Yellow Wallpaper. It is just a very well done book, and I believe it was from the 1800s, and I absolutely love that book, short story. I don't know if it's a book or a short story, but that sealed it for this, and this just shot to the top of my TBR because it sounded so interesting. I was very surprised that there was no Riley Sager, or I definitely didn't find any Frida McFadden, obviously. I loved The Housemaid. I'm going to be doing a video on The Housemaid, and I just finished the sequel to The Housemaid, and we're going to be doing, I think, a total of 4 for that, but I didn't find any hers. She's very popular online right now, and she deserves to be, because it's just the way she writes, it's very shocking twists, and it keeps you turning page. Her books go so fast for me, and I'm a slow reader, as I have said in other videos. I usually don't read that quickly, but hers take me like 2 to 3 days because you just consume them. They're just so good. but that one's for another video. So thank you for going through my book haul with me, and hopefully the next time I go down there I find some more really great reads, but I think I did pretty well this time.